$140,000 public defender, Julie Cianca, the Monroe County Public Defender's Office. $144,000 Perry Duckles, the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. $131,000 Elizabeth Buckley, the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. My name is Chris Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I have been an innocent man in jail 6 times. 6 times, prosecutor. Now make an argument, exercise the First Amendment right that I committed a crime. Because that's an impossible argument. You taxpayers subsidize freaks, fanatics, and sociopaths. A prosecutor can never stand in open court and make that argument. I'm convicted on paper by lies, by a freak prosecutor and a freak judge, both of whom don't know the facts and circumstances of any concocted charge by Sheriff Todd Baxter's Jonestown. That's the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. This is the Freedom of Information Law. And it's Sunday, November 10th, 2024. You know who it is. All 3 of those names. 6-figure public employees. Julie Cianca, Perry Douglas, Liz Buckley. Who is it? Documentation for case for Christopher Charges for John P. Lorenzo Jr. Town Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley. Payroll for the District Attorney's Office is right here. If the freaking sociopath is still here, who is it? If the freaking sociopath left, I don't care. Because they're in disciplinary committees. From my research, the Appellate Division of State Supreme Court whereas an attorney is disbarred, which is what I'm going to pursue. And I'll eventually acquire these names. So when you refuse, I get to come here onto YouTube and tell you that, you fanatics. So, disclosure. That's why this is simply called disclosure. I use inflammatory language to set you freaks and sociopaths off. This is just simply disclosure. If you look at the YouTubes I've attached here, you can see the inflammatory language. Oh, by the way, which is exercising my First Amendment right. So, Perry Douglas is on here, 144,721. Did you negotiate that salary? I'm not trying to be facetious or sarcastic. Did you go in there to Sandra Dorley and say, I demand, I put my foot down, 144,721. That's my final offer. Did you have to go up and down and bargain with her? Because as I have been a public employee for the majority leader in Albany, the governor of Albany, Congressman Lamar Smith of Texas, Senator Olympia Snowe, I had to talk to my bosses who were staff, not the elected officials, about my salary. And it's a back and forth, which is an even number. $55,000, $70,000, $90,000, which were all my salaries, because I agreed upon it. I'm not saying I need $21 here or anything. In the sheriff's office, he pays his employees in cents because he has no cents, Todd Baxter. 144,721 Perry Douglas. Who is it? 131,416. Did you go in there and put your foot down, Sandra Dorley? This is my final offer, District Attorney Sandra Dorley. 131,416. Bizarre. So, who is it for John P. Lorenzo Jr.? Is that Julie Hine or not? Who's on? Monroe County Court with 17% of the vote, 83% of the vote, franchise rejects her, and she's in judgment of Kelvin Vickers in a murder trial. This boy in his 3-piece suit, I walked up to him to Pembroke Town Court. I said, you can stand there and he's silence. You're not going to say one word. He stared straight ahead. I saw a picture of this boy, either on your Facebook page or somewhere else, with the other employees of the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. It did not have a caption underneath it where I could see his name. Who is it? What's his name? You know. Public Defender Julie Cianca, Perry Douglas, and Elizabeth Buckley, District Attorney's Office. Documentation of the case for Christopher Charges, Paul C. Messer, Town Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley. If this freak boy who didn't make an argument that I committed a crime, because that's an impossible argument, is still here, who is it? If he left, I don't care. Because he should be disbarred. I'm confident he will be disbarred. And the attorney for John P. Lorenzo Jr. When I go into the facts and circumstances, what has happened to me because these 2 corrupt psychopath freak judges, $34,000 John P. Lorenzo Jr. Pembroke Court, and $28,000 bald-headed widow Pembroke Court, Paul C. Metzler. So, and because of Michael Huan lying under oath and saying I swung a hammer at him on my back porch, don't you think that's a little bizarre, Director of the Grand Jury Michelle Crowley? The $73,000 Michael Huan, $85,000 Dom betted that on my back porch. I'm not going to talk about that now. But I have previously, relentlessly, and I have written Todd Baxter about it. Attempted felony assault, there's no such thing in the law. The exalted 1 ounce Ramsey told me in New York State Supreme Court to my face. It's either assault or it's not assault, because anything can be attempted. Is that correct or not? I don't believe everything the exalted one says, Alex Renzi, because he's every bit as corrupt as Sandra Dorling and Todd Baxter. So the exalted one, I have a prosecutor before him because of $73,000 freak perjurer Michael Huan, who had to be investigated by the state attorney general. And Todd Baxter does not take his weapon from him, put him on restrictive duty, and then Michael Huan walks onto private property. Is that legal? And hides with Don Benedetto, and they chase me up on my back porch at midnight. And since I'm a runner, and I've been a runner since 7th grade, it's extremely easy to outrun freak cops in 30 seconds in the middle of the night. And directed the grand jury, Michelle Crowley, if you would call me the grand jury, what I would have said is, I cannot swing a hammer at freak cop Michael Huan when I ran the whole time, because I'd have to stop and pivot on my right foot and bring it down on his head. And I just grabbed the hammer alongside my back porch, and it was only in my hand for 5 fucking seconds. You psychopath, directed the grand jury, Michelle Crowley. So, documentation for the case of Christopher Childs has balanced Supreme Court. What is in the prosecutor, District Attorney Sandra Dorling, on this November 10th, 2024. Who forced me into the exalted one, Alex Renzi, graduate of the illustrious Emory University School of Law in Atlanta, Georgia, which I said to him because I was ridiculing the fact that he didn't go to law school, graduate from law school in New York. I said to him, you had to go all the way to Atlanta to get your JD? And he looked at me with hatred, which was great. Who is it? You know who it is. I'm on here for 6 minutes now. Tell me who it is. District Attorney Sandra Dorling is going to get this documentation that I'm going to hold up. Now, as far as November 10th, 2024, which is today, she has already received this documentation. For the entire year, 365 days, from this November 10th, 23, I've included this probably 50 times. UPS, Federal Express, Registered Mail Return Receipt. November 10th, 2023, 1 year ago. Today, Todd Baxter, Sheriff, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York, 14614. Sandra Dorling, District Attorney, 47 South 50th Street, Rochester, New York, 14614. Attaches freedom of information on documentation dated November 10th, 2023. Compels you to disclose the names of our prosecutor's silence. I prosecute silence by John Clemens, Virginia, Penn Court, Policy Metro, Penn Court, House, Renzi, New York State Supreme Court. Mail the names of our prosecutor's silence to my address listed below. You party switching freak fanatic, sociopath, District Attorney Sandra Dorling. Capiche, I've been in jail 6 times. 6 times a prosecuting your office of sick criminals. Did not talk in court. This is called insanity. You're insane. Language on the form and 3 bullets of the fall I just read. But I have these links here, chain, sham, 4 criminal complaints that I've read on YouTube. Perhaps I'll read here. Court order Laura Riley. I'm talking to my ex-girlfriend, Laura Riley, Webster, New York, on YouTube here about moving all the things out of my residence without a court order. That's a crime for which she has not been arrested. Names vanished, broken glasses, 7594 Richard Seaman, Monroe County Sheriff's Office. For 18 minutes, we're talking about Richard Seaman violently attacking me at the Pemberton Public Library because Paul C. Metz, this $28,000 bald-headed widow psychopath in Pemberton Town Court, convened Penfield Town Court with District Attorney's Office is not notified, and there suddenly is my new public defender because I have to have the constitutional right to counsel. So I meet my public defender as I'm in handcuffs after Richard J. Seaman attacked me. And then Paul C. Metzger's got a prepared statement. This bald-headed widow reads it to me as I talked over her, and I'm driven out of Monroe County, where I've lived for 10 years, to Livingston County. Is that constitutional? Perry Douglas, Elizabeth Buckley, Julie Cianca. I don't know. Violently attacked. I'll say this again for you. I'm violently attacked and stalked into the Pemberton Public Library because Richard Seaman knows I'm there. He's waiting outside my front door. So I'm violently attacked. My head slammed down against the ceramic tile of the library floor. They marched me down the hall. There's no one from the district attorney's office. Is that constitutional? I meet my public defender right there. She says, I'm your public defender. My exact words is get the hell away from me. Is that constitutional? I don't know. I'm driven out of Monroe County. Is that constitutional? To Livingston County with Thomas Doherty as the sheriff. So, you understand what I'm talking about here, you freaks and psychopaths and fanatics? And you don't. So, 1 year ago today, I was either on YouTube, I think I was on UW, it certainly wrote it a year ago today, this letter. October 18th, 2024. Oh, by the way, the prosecutor stands in idiot silence in Pemberton Town Court, New York State Supreme Court, in violence by civil and constitutional rights, if they're still there, is right here. So who is it? Tell me who it is. You're going to refuse every time to tell me who it is. So, Rachel Clark knows. $124,000. Bianca D'Angelo knows $114,000. I say no because they have access to electronic paper files. They can just send it to me. So, complaints have arrived repeatedly to Todd Baxter and Sandra Dolan. It doesn't matter. Todd Baxter and Sandra Dolan. That I'm a crime victim. Doesn't matter at all. And Public Defender Julie Cianca got this on November 5th, 2024. It's right here. Attachment PDFs, Freedom of Information Law, before dated November 5th, 2024. Go in there with the language. What's not to understand what's wrong with you is corruption, fanaticism by you to refuse to provide me with information you have in a paper file, electronic file. As public defender, I've been in contact with you via email, registered mail, return receipt, demanded disclosure using Freedom of Information Law. You ignore the email language, you return the registered mail, return receipt envelopes. Tell me why. So, Julie Hahn, I was in contact with her. This is corruption right here, 17% Julie Hahn, August 29, 2020. She just ignored. There's no ethical constraints on Julie Hahn, on Monroe County Court, to not respond to me as a private citizen. There's no canons in law where she doesn't have to respond to me. She can say, I'm a judge, I cannot answer this question, which is real simple. Are you the prosecutor unable to talk to Pamela County Court for my appearance before $34,000 John P. Lorenzo Jr. is delivered to Monroe County Jail? The 50-plus attachments include language I've used for 18-plus months, demanding names on our prosecutor's house from reform boss Attorney Senator Dorley. This nightmare for the citizens of Monroe County has refused every single time to honor the law, and that fact is why she's corrupt. No citizen should ever be deposited in jail when a prosecutor doesn't talk in court. I've been an inmate of Monroe County Jail and Eastern County Jail total 6 times. 6 times a prosecutor didn't talk in court. That's insane. Not one word from her. She can answer me if she wants to. And I'm in one of these jails because this freak cop right here, the Todd Baxter, is not fired. I hate this freak cop, Shannon Meyer, at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office with such unrelenting intensity. I think I could give myself a heart attack despite my excellent physical condition. The Shield. But Sheriff Todd Baxter is 83291, 42 cent fanatic Shannon M. Meyer. Mail the names on prosecutor's office, address listed below in Rochester, New York. Read the 6 attached PDF documentation. Answering your sexual harassment in your office. 5 Shannon M. Meyer Todd. Why I had despised the test this freak. This is my residence over here, where I live in Penfield, moved here in 2012, my name girlfriend Laura Riley. I've walked through this parking lot 4,000 times, which means Shannon Meyer and Todd Baxter think I'm New York's 4,000 time criminal. Nehemiah Shaw lives here 2033 Penfield Road with his mother. I come back from Gold's Gym in Fairport. Shaw begins to scream at me. I've never heard a man scream like this. I thought someone was being attacked when I first heard him screaming. I turn around, I have this confrontation with him. I tell him to fuck off. I give him the official finger of Brooklyn, New York. I walk home. My exact language to him is, people walk through his parking lot all day long, and you know it. Shannon Meyer calls me, and I had to hold the phone away from my ear from these bizarre questions from this freak cop, where she's asking me, do you walk through the parking lot? And this is the first time, because that's the first question. I held the phone away from her, and I said, yes, why? Because Penfield High School students walk through his parking lot. My neighbor Adam walks through his parking lot. The elderly woman across the street from me walks through his parking lot. There's a parade of individuals walk through his parking lot beginning at midnight until the next midnight, 24 hours a day, and this freak cop is not listening to anything I have to say because the warrant's already concocted by her. So I'm saying to her over and over and over, why are you calling me? I think I said, why are you calling me 5 times? So this is what she does. Can civilians be used in law enforcement? Julie Cianca, Perry Duckles, Elizabeth Buckley. You too, Mark Monahan. You know. Rachel Clark, you know. The heroic prosecutor of Adrian Ryle and Xavier Perry. Can civilians Rachel Clark at $93,000 at the district attorney's office be used in law enforcement? Because what Shannon Meyer does is tell Steve Desmond of Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care to ride his tractor by my residence here on this land right here, if you can see it, to get me to come in a house. And if I come in a house, they're going to arrest me. But it's not a crime to tell a man on a tractor, Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care. Nobody owns the land next to my residence, especially when I already know nobody owns the land next to my residence. Because here's the nothingness that this 50-year-old freak, Neeraj Shah, sent me, where he thinks it proves the land behind my residence where I walk my dog and alongside my residence. This is nothing. Well, I bought my house in 1998 in the Albany County suburb of Guilderland, New York. I lived at 4060 Georgetown Square on the Albany County, Schenectady County line. I was an Albany County resident. My realtor, Gloria, as I would call her, the realtor to the stars, gave me a document that had a seal on it, notarization, saying this is the land you own at your house at 4060 Georgetown Square in Guilderland, New York. This proves your own land. You know what I'm talking about if you're homeowners. I'll guess that 75% of the district attorney's office employees are homeowners because of your success and how long you've been at the district attorney's office. So you know what I'm talking about if you sat at a closing. This is nothing. Nothing. This is what this freak thinks proves he owns this land right here. Nothing. He has nothing. Now listen up, freaks and sociopaths. Perry Douglas, Elizabeth Buckley, Judy Cianca. Even if he has what I had, even if this is somehow legitimate, something like this, because this is illegitimate, but something like this, if he has something that has a seal and notarization or marker, it's still not a crime to walk outside right here and say nobody owns that land. How does anybody possibly own that land? How? On this building here is the Consumer Insights where Elliot Roth is the president. What's on that building, Todd Baxter? Huh? It's this camera right here. That's called a surveillance device. Can you see it? I'll hold it up for you. Right there. Cameras are being used on me for that parking lot. That's why when I'm walking this parking lot, after I had this confrontation with Rush, Elliot Roth is here, and he says to me, "You're going to be arrested," and I have no idea what he's talking about. Because it's not a crime to walk through his parking lot. That's why. So, freak cop perjurer Michael Houlihan. Todd Baxter loves perjurers. That's 73312 Michael Houlihan, the Miles County Sheriff's Office, walked down to private property costing residents 26 cents from driving Pemberton, New York. Christopher Chichester, that Houlihan ran Chichester approximately 1 a.m. with $85,000 better than the sheriff's office, grabbed the hammer alongside the residence next to his bike, fixed the bike's tire. That is Chichester placed his foot on the first of 3 steps of the back porch. Houlihan grabbed his arm. The hammer in Chichester's hands forced upwards. Chichester ran across his back porch through a sliding glass door. And as Chichester never stopped running, it's possible to swing the hammer at $73,000. 312 Michael Houlihan. As I never stopped running, it's possible to swing the hammer at 73312 Michael Houlihan, which I was sent to the grand jury director of the grand jury, Michelle Crowley. So, tell me who is Nayrod Shah and Layla Kumar Shah think the psychopath cop should come to my home and demand my dog that I've walked on that land that has no ownership 4,000 times. I was able to adopt my little guy from Lollipop Farm Humane Society, who was with me for 8 years because I passed the background check. They don't just give you a dog. I was 47 years old in 2012. We have 2 speeding tickets at my place of employment, Washington, D.C., Albany, New York, dismissed in court because I've always known what constitutes a crime. After my 50th birthday, July 4, 2015, I'm in jail 6 times because it's a freak psychopath cop at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, a freak psychopath prosecutor at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office, and a freak psychopath judge on Pemberton Court and New York State Supreme Court. They're the freaks right here. This is where I used to live. There they are right there, the Sheriff's Office, coming over my rents. They were never there before I was on YouTube. Here they are again, different photo. I would get ready to go for my run or bike ride to be outside. Here they are again. I would be on YouTube, and in 24, 40 hours, I'd see a vehicle outside. Now, that could just be coincidence. I don't know, because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't think Jimmy Hoff is buried under Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. So, I don't believe in aliens or anything like that. So I don't know why the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is coming to my residence. But like I said, they were never there. Not one time. Not one time were they there. And then suddenly they're there. But they would just park. They also would park in the parking lot where I have pictures of them too. Ridiculous lunatic. There's no crime. Next to my residence in Pemberton, New York. October 18th, 2024. This arrived. I sent this to the United States Attorney for Western District, New York, Trinity Ross. I sent this to Senator Jerry Cooney, who's over near where Parcel 5 is. I sent this to Senator Charles E. Schumer, the Majority Leader in the United States, and Senator Kirsten E. Gillibrand, and then Todd Baxter, Sandra Doyle, Alex Renzi got this too. Well, Todd Baxter probably sent it back to me. I've not been to my box. October 18, 2024. Taxes Freedom Information Law documents dated October 18, 24. The language. Documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester, John P. Lorenzo Jr. Pemberton Court was named to prosecute District Attorney Sandra Dorley. 2. The documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester, Paul C. Pemberton Court was named to prosecute District Attorney Sandra Dorley. 3. The documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester, Alex Renzi, New York State Supreme Court was named to prosecute District Attorney Sandra Dorley. What's not to understand? In law school, perhaps you learned a prosecutor talks in court to describe a crime committed by the defendant. Your psychopath prosecutors never once talked in court during any of my ludicrous appearances in Town Court, New York State Supreme Court. Tell me why. I'll tell you why. I have never committed a crime. You're a threat to justice everywhere in Monroe County. The lives of others exist for you to invade, harass, and destroy. I own nothing and possess nothing. A little $600 apartment in Rochester, New York, because of your Jonestown. Hell exists for you, resign freak. Then on that October 18th, here's the Freedom of Information Law again. 3 documents I just read here. Again to District Attorney Sandra. 1 year ago, on October 15, 2023, I contacted your Office of Sociopaths using the Freedom of Information Law to demand you disclose identities or prosecute silence. You refused to comply with this law 1 year ago. You refuse again today. How am I in jail 6 times when your prosecutor reports to you fails to make an arm in court that I committed a crime? My question you refuse to answer because you're a power-obsessed sociopath who absolute contempt for innocence. October 15, 2023. I'm not going to read the rest of that. So she's a power-obsessed sociopath. October 15, 2023, 1 year early, where it says right there. You can see that. Sociopaths. A district attorney refuses to tell a defendant in a courtroom the identity of the prosecutor has delivered that defendant to jail as a sociopath. 1 year ago. On this October 15, 2023, 13 months ago. I told her to tell me who it is. Comply with the 19 Freedom of Information Law documents and PDF attached October 15, 2023. Mail and answer prosecute silence the address on the file. You 2 sociopaths will continue to refuse to comply with the law because you're corrupt. You received this Gmail attached for all documentation via registered mail return receipt this week, and she did. And this has arrived over and over and over in the 13 months since. And she refused because she's a freak. So, and then I'm asking her here, because since I have the payroll for the sheriff's office, I noticed that he had his $10,000, $12,000 employees. My psychopath landlord, Antonio Spano, evicted me, so I don't have that payroll. And the payroll I have doesn't have the $10,000, $12,000 employees. Do you place minors on your public employee payrolls? Do you place minors related to district attorney's office employees and sheriff's office employees on your public employee payrolls? You refuse to answer the attached FOIL and PDF about minors as you each wild extremist fanatic hatred. I wrote that. Do you have minors on the payroll? Again, the contempt for the law that this Donna Karan, freak fanatic and psychopath Sandra Dorley has is nauseating. Do you have minors on the payroll to the district attorney's office? Do you have minors on the payroll to the sheriff's office? Thomas P. DiNapoli can force an answer. And the answer to Todd Baxter is going to be a refusal to answer with that sick, pathetic rambling where he talks, and doesn't answer a question. Or he'll just refuse to answer in total silence. October 11th, I'm telling you to disclose the names on prosecutor's silence right there. September 26th, I'm telling you to disclose the names on prosecutor's silence right there. 1 year ago on September 26, 2023. On September 26, 2023, I contacted the fanatical district attorney's office to demand you disclose the identities of my corrupt prosecutor's silence that violate my civil and constitutional rights. September 22nd, 2024, same language there. September 12th, 2024, same language about the prosecutor's silence. Who are right here, Judy Cianca, Perry Duckles, and Linda Buckley. And the heroic Rachel Clark. 1 year ago on September 12, 2023, I used Freedom of Information Law to demand you disclose the identities of fanatical prosecutors that violate civil constitutional rights. You rejected compliance with the law, divorced from ethics, morality, and conventions that must guide a district attorney. The decision will make today, 365 days later, is the same ludicrous and demented detachment from the law. Sandra Dorley is the very definition of a ludicrous and demented detachment from the law, which William Fitzpatrick in Onondaga County discovered because Sandra Dorley refused to stop her vehicle for Webster or police officers because she's above the law. She's a ridiculous cliche. The above the law district attorney, Sandra Dorley. August 24th, I'm telling you, same language, disclose the names of our prosecutor's silence. August 21, same language, disclose the names of our prosecutor's silence. July 28, 2024, why Sandra Dorley is in the embrace of this perjurer freak cop, Michael Ulan. July 28, 2024, Sandra Dorley, District Attorney, 47 South 52nd Street, Rochester, New York, 14614. 1 year ago today, I described the sick lawless behavior of perjurer 73312 Michael Ulan, the Montgomery Sheriff's Office on YouTube. You ignored my language and the attached criminal complaint. Why? Is perjury a crime you refuse to prosecute? Resign freak. Is perjury a crime you refuse to prosecute? And the answer is yes. $140,000 Julie Cianca, $144,000 Perry Duckles, and $131,000 Buckley. Liz Buckley paid $1,000 less than Todd Baxter. Perjury here, July 28, 2023. Perjury on Sheriff Todd Baxter's District Attorney Sandra Doyle and Alex Redzi. On this YouTube here, I'm talking about him. That you could go and type in the search box that I just read. July 28, Todd Baxter, Sandra Doyle, and the addresses. Comply with the attached Freedom of Information Law and PDF dated July 28, 2023. Mail the names I prosecute silence the address listed below my name. You will continue to refuse to disclose the names I prosecute silence the District Attorney's Office because you hate the human condition. 73312 Michael C. Houlihan, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, lied under oath in a grand jury convened by District Attorney Sandra Doyle. The criminal complaint for perjury is attached to PDF. This freak will not be fired. This freak will not be arrested. This freak will not be prosecuted because you two freaks are defined by corruption. Just like Michelle Crowley, the director of the grand jury, is defined by corruption. Because you, Michelle Crowley, will believe anything these freak cops at the sheriff's office saying we convene a grand jury. Why don't you call me to the office for an interview? But it's different. A difference between not being under oath, when I can come to your office and you can interview me. You can even tape it. I would allow that. And being in a witness box for the grand jury where I could be subject to perjury. But I'm not concerned about perjury because I'm not going to Michelle Crowley when you don't know anything because you didn't talk to me and you didn't call me to your grand jury. I've written that foil, I think, 100 times that I'm not going to read down unless I see it here in this packet. So, who is it? Tell me who it is. Again, the criminal complaint, that's my language about Michael Houlihan. That Christopher Price, the Monroe branch, the Rochester Public Library, notarized for me right here. The notary public right here is Christopher Price, where I'm saying Michael Houlihan lied under oath to a grand jury convened by Sandra Doyle and Michelle Crowley, for which Todd Baxter doesn't give a shit. July 22nd, 2024. These were all the criminal complaints that I sent to Todd Baxter 1 year earlier. I contacted your Office of Gangsters, Psychopaths, and Freaks 1 year ago on July 22nd, 2023 with 4 criminal complaints. These 4 criminal complaints arrived in the office 100 times via United States Postal Service, United Postal Service, Federal Express, and Gmail. You signed these 4 criminal complaints, ignored criminal acts, PAMI, my language. That Richard J. Siegel, the Monroe County Sheriff, walked into Pemberton Public Library in Pemberton, New York, ran at Christopher Chichester, slammed his arm at the head of Chichester, causing him to fall backwards, hit his head in Toronto Tower 4. 1, 2. Nayra Shalin, Shot, 2033 Pemberton Road, Pemberton, New York, 14526. False reporting incident of Christopher Chichester, 426 Sandstrom Drive, is walking to a park lot next to his residence. 3. Antonio Spano from Airport, New York, locked the front and back doors of his residence, 26 Sandstrom Drive, in Pemberton, New York, without a court order. 4. Laura Ryan Webster, New York, transported the personal belongings of Christopher Chichester for 26 Sandstrom Drive, Pemberton, New York, to a storage locker without a court order. What happened? Nothing happened. You're in embrace of criminal acts by sick individuals that have escaped arrest, prosecution, and jail. Every single thing I possess vanished because of these 4 criminals you gaze upon with ignorance, depravity, and silence. On July 22nd, 2023, I wrote, these are crimes. Each individual will not be arrested or prosecuted. There was a 1 day in jail served for these crimes to destroy my life because you are incapable of identifying crime and you can concoct crimes for innocent citizens. You hate the human condition. Were my criminal complaints dismissed by a corrupt judge? Contact me with an answer about the status of each criminal complaint. I'll write each criminal complaint again using language with great specificity and clarity for you two parties switching frauds to understand a criminal act. This documentation first arrived 365 days ago is attached with a documentation that describes your impulsive destruction of innocence. I'm communicating on YouTube relentlessly. I've been on YouTube 100 plus times demanding names I prosecute silence using Freedom of Information Law. I'll read this document on YouTube. You can watch me describe your demented, perverted existence. And here I am on all these links. I'm demanding you disclose to me the names of my prosecutors silence that have violated my civil and constitutional rights. Perry Duckles, Elizabeth Buckley, Julie Cianca, and you're refusing every time. Vanished, mute, sociopaths, freaks, broken glasses. Richard Siegel, when he attacked me, broke my glasses. July 15, 2024. Todd Baxter, Sheriff, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York, 14604. I contacted you 1 year ago on July 15, 2023 about your psychopath employee, 75904, Richard Siegel, violently attacking me at Pemberton Public Library. The response from you was nothing. You're in the embrace of this violent freak cop, and you're in the embrace of violence that defines it. Violence is every inch of your sick existence, as I've been violently attacked repeatedly by your Monroe County Sheriff's Office. What happened on this day 365 days ago? It's the last day I leave my residence of 8 years in Pemberton, New York, at 26 Sanders Farm Drive. You evicted me. When I close the door, I don't know Sieben is staring at the front door. He's waiting for me to leave. I've had previous confrontations with this freak cop, and he will exact vengeance upon me for it. I arrive at the library, sit at the computer terminal. I'm inside for 60 seconds. Seaton is walking toward me, begins to run. This violent psychopath you employ slammed his left arm at the right side of my head. I fell backwards with my head hitting the ceramic tile of the library floor. When I was on the ground, Seaton and his partner kicked me. I'm frog marched from the library, handcuffs to Pemberton Court. $28,000 policy message was waiting for me with a prayer statement. There's no assistant district attorney present to make an argument that I committed a crime. Is what happened to me constitutional? Can Sieben and Metz decide I'll be in Geneseo, New York, in the absence of the district attorney's office? Can two people decide I'll be an inmate in a county I don't live in? I don't know. The district attorney St. George copied on this correspondence, and she refused to answer. Two psychopaths decided I'll languish at Livingston County Jail without being told the length of a ludicrous jail sentence. I'm driven to your Monroe County Sheriff's Office at Livingston County Jail in Geneseo, New York, by you. Why? What am I doing in this county because of you? I've demanded an answer from you for 12 plus months. I'm confident I know the answer. You tell me the answer. You receive my criminal complaint with certainty. I will know with certainty if you provided him with a pay raise. You love violence. You love assault. You love stalkers. You love fanaticism. You love injustice. You love the blue wall silence. You're in the business of destroying lives with zero remorse, shame, or regret. Todd Baxter is the very definition of the pathetic cliche. There's the blue wall silence. There's my original 3-paragraph communication to Todd Baxter. Does not matter to Todd Baxter that Richard J. Sieben violently attacked me. Does not matter at all. If this happened to one of his two sons, if this happened to Kevin Baxter, same thing that happened to me. His wife, Mary Baxter, would be in a rage about being violently attacked in a public place like a library by a freak cop. Lots of others don't matter. July 13, 2024, I go on here about 1 year ago. I contacted Sandra Dorling on July 13, 2023. Doesn't matter to her. July 10th, 2024. On July 10, 2023, I contacted your office psychopaths, freaks, and fanatics to demand you disclose the names I prosecute silence, demanding that a violator of civil and constitutional rights. She refused. So, July 3rd, again 1 year ago from July 3rd, I contacted Sandra Dorling. June 24th, 1 year ago, I contacted Sandra Dorling. I skip over these because I need to get the hell off here because I may throw up. June 22nd, again, my language here, Sandra Dorling, doesn't matter to her. June 20th, 2024, I contacted Sandra Dorling. June 19th, 2024, I contacted Sandra Dorling. I'll register mail return receipt UPS or FedEx. April 20th, 2024, I'm demanding Sheriff Todd Baxter's financial disclosure here, for which I have for Sandra Dorling, because it says right here, the financial disclosure statement documents $132,000 Todd Baxter, and he refused because he's corrupt. So, March 29, 2024, demanding disclose the names on prosecutor's silence. February 24th, 2024, demanding disclose the names on prosecutor's silence. February 22nd, 2024, demanding disclose the names on prosecutor's silence. November 15, 2023, demanding disclose the names on prosecutor's silence. So, November 13th, 2023, demanding disclose the names on prosecutor's silence. November 10th, 2023, 1 year ago, a demanding District Attorney Sandra Dorling disclosed names on prosecutor's silence. She refused. So, November 9th, 2023, demanding Sandra Dorling disclosed names on prosecutor's silence. 1 year ago, District Attorney Sandra Dorling refused. Mutes here. I don't hear anything. Not a goddamn word from District Attorney Sandra Dorling. That's why this is called Mutes. October 18th, 2023. Just doesn't matter to her. Now have civil and constitutional rights. Doesn't matter at all. Turpitude here. It's an excellent word. Another word for corruption. Where I say, you chief of the local courts, Bureau Elizabeth Buckley can send me the names I process silence, and she refused. So who is it? Tell me who it is. You can continue to refuse again. The Julie Hahn letter is in that packet. I sent that to Charles Schumer, Kirsten Gillibrand to be able to see. I asked Julie Hahn. All she has to do is say yes or no. The verse here, Todd Baxter, August 8th, 2023. Todd Baxter, Sandra Dorling. Demanding disclosure of my names on prosecutor's silence. August 2nd, 2023. Demanding disclosure of names on prosecutor's silence. Refused. Who is it? Tell me who it is. August 4th, 2023. Demanding disclosure of names on prosecutor's silence. Julie Cianca, 1 year ago, August 1, 2023. Demanding disclosure of names on prosecutor's silence. You refused. Refused every single time. My letter, May 20th, 2023, to Thomas Doherty, Livingston County. What am I doing in his jail? So I could go on and on and on in 35 minutes. Who is it? Tell me who it is. Tell me who the freaks and sociopaths are that violated my civil and constitutional rights. Perry Duckles, Liz Buckley, District Attorney's Office, Julie Cianca of the Public Defender's Office. You refused because you're drenched in corruption, fanaticism, and hatred. My name is Christopher Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I've been an innocent man my whole life.